Word spread across kingdoms about the immortal couple who walk like gods. Three powerful kings decided to unite against them. Long ago, in a kingdom surrounded by thick forests and deep blue oceans, there was a tale told by the elders of a precious stone called Ajelesi. It was said to be the most powerful stone in all the earth, glowing with a light brighter than the moon. Ajelesi lay deep beneath the large ocean, guided by spirits and sea creatures that no man had ever defeated. The people believed the stone could give immortality, the power to live forever. Many kings, warriors, and treasure hunters had tried to find it, but none ever returned. Some said they were swallowed by the sea. Others believed the spirits of the ocean dragged them into the deep darkness. Years passed, and the story became just a legend, something parents told their children at night. But one day, in a small fishing village near the ocean, there lived a man named Olaedo, a poor fisherman with a heart full of courage. He lived with his wife Adanna, who was kind, gentle, and loved by everyone in the village. But Adanna became very sick. Her skin grew pale, her voice weak, and no healer in the land could cure her. Olaedo watched her fade away day by day, and he could not bear it anymore. He went to the village elders and begged them for help, but they told him sadly, only Ajelesi, the stone of life, can heal her, but whoever goes after it never returns. Olaedo looked at the sea and said, if death waits beneath the water, then let it wait. I will go and fight for the one I love. That night, when the moon was full, he built a strong canoe from Iloko wood, carried his fishing net, a lamp, and a charm blessed by an old priest, and paddled far into the dark ocean. The waves roared like an angry spirit, but Olaedo did not stop. For 3 days and nights, he battled the sea. On the 4th day, a giant wave lifted his canoe higher into the air and smashed it apart. He sank deep into the ocean, where he saw glowing lights, fish with golden scales, and spirits shaped like mist. He followed the brightest light until he found a cave made of shining stones. In the middle of the cave floated Ajelesi, a huge gem shining with colors of blue, green, and gold. It pulsed like a living heart. As Olaedo reached for it, a voice echoed through the water. Many have come for my power. Why should I give it to you, mortal? Olaedo bowed and said, not for wealth, not for pride, but to save my wife who is dying. The ocean spirit said, your love is pure, but know this, those who hold my power shall never be the same again. Before Olaedo could answer, a beam of light wrapped around him, and he found himself on the shore, holding Ajelesi in his hands. He ran home and placed the stone beside Adanna. The light from the stone spread across her body, her skin glowed, her breath returned, and her eyes opened. She was healed, beautiful and strong again. But something strange happened. Days passed and the couple did not grow tired, hungry, or weak. Years went by and they did not age at all. Their skin remained fresh, their hair black, their eyes bright. People began to whisper, calling them the immortals of the sea. At first, the villagers respected them, but fear soon grew. Crops around their house began to wither, and strange storms rose from the ocean. Animals ran away from their land. The people believed Ajelesi's power had caused the earth. When Olaedo and Adanna tried to calm them, the people fled, shouting, you are no longer human, you are spirits. Soon word spread across kingdoms about the immortal couple who walked like gods. 3 powerful kings, Oba Orunta, King Dolojaye, and Emir Kambiri, met and decided to unite against them. They believed the immortals could one day rise against mankind. The 3 kings traveled to an ancient mountain said to hide another stone, the Okunra, the twin to Ajelesi. Unlike Ajelesi, Okunra did not give life, it took power away. It was the stone of balance created by the gods to control immortality. For 7 nights they prayed, and on the earth, thunder cracked the sky, revealing the stone inside a pillar of lightning. Each king touched it and was given part of its strength. They marched to the Koas where Olaedo and Adanna lived in a glowing house made from seashells. When they arrived, the couple came out, their eyes shining with blue fire. Adanna spoke softly, we do not wish for war. But the kings had made up their minds. The sky darkened and the ocean lowered as Okunra and Ajelesi faced each other. The battle that followed shook the land. The king fought with the power of Okunra, while Olaedo and Adanna defended themselves with the light of Ajelesi. For hours, the world seemed to tremble. At last, the twin stones clashed in a blinding explosion. The sea swallowed everything in silence. When the storm ended, the kings were found on the beach, weak but alive. Olaedo and Adanna were gone. The people searched for them for many days, but all they found was a glowing blue light far beneath the water, deep where no man could reach. Some say the couple became spirits of ocean, guiding both Ajelesi and Okunra to keep balance between life and death. Others say they still walk the ocean floor hand in hand, watching over the world in silence. And from that day, no one ever went after that stone again. Years passed after the Great Ocean Battle. The land was quiet again, but the memory of Ajelesi and the immortal couple never faded. The kingdoms rebuilt their walls, their markets opened, and peace slowly returned. And deep inside, the hearts of men still feared the sea. The ocean that once gave fish and trade now carried silence. No one dared to fish beyond the shallow waters. Mothers warned their children, do not stay at the sea too long, or the spirits of Olaedo and Adanna will look back at you. But as time went on, strange things began to happen. On certain nights when the moon was full, fishermen said they saw two figures walking on the waves, a man and a woman made of light. The sea would calm wherever they stepped, and the fish would gather beneath them. Some said Olaedo and Adanna were not angry, but only watched over those who loved truly. The three kings who had once united against them began to change too. Their alliance broke apart. King Durojaye of the East believed the stone Okunra should be kept safe in his kingdom. He built a temple of iron and ordered spirits to guide it day and night. Oba Orunta of the West thought the stone should be destroyed, fearing its power would attract evil. He sent messengers to demand its destruction. But Emir Kambali of the North wanted to use the stone to make his people stronger, to heal the sick and end war forever. Their disagreement turned into envy, and envy turned into war. The same power that united them began to divide their hearts. The first war between kingdoms began not for land or gold, but for a stone. Okunra glowed faintly in its temple, almost as if it was alive. It hummed at night, and those who gathered it began to have dreams. Dreams of the sea of the glowing couple beneath the waves. One night, the chief priest ran to King Dorojayo's palace, shouting, "My lord, the sea has risen in our dreams. The immortal are calling for the stone." At first, the king laughed it off, but that night, a strange tide came from the ocean and swept through the villages. In the dream of every ruler, a voice spoke, "You fought against love. You took balance from the world. Return what is not yours." The kings woke, trembling. To save their people, the kings decided to journey to the ocean once more. Together, they carried Okunra and sailed with their warriors and priests. Then, a blue light began to glow beneath the water. Olaedo and Adanna rose from the deep, their faces kind but powerful, their eyes like two moons. King Durojayo knelt and said, "We have come to return what belongs to you." Olaedo looked at him quietly. "You feared us, yet it is fear that makes men destroy what they do not understand. We only wish to live." Adanna touched the surface of the sea, and it rippled with light. Mortals and immortals were never meant to walk the same path, but balance must return. She raised her hand, and Ajelesi rose from the deep. It floated beside Okunra, glowing like two hearts of the world. The stones turned around each other, their lights blending. Then both stones sank slowly into the ocean's heart, deeper than any man could ever dive again. The sea turned calm. From that day, peace returned for good. No one fought for power again, for they learned that no treasure was worth more than the life of those they loved. Fishermen said they could still feel Olaedo's presence wherever the sea was gentle, and Adanna's voice when the waves whispered softly on the shore, and the legend was passed from one generation to another. Ajelesi lies beneath the sea, but love lies in the heart of men. One can give life, the other can keep it. The three kings returned to their lands with humble hearts. They ruled with wisdom, knowing now that true power was not in stone or magic, but in peace and love. They built temple not for the gods of wealth or war, but for unity among their people. The kingdoms prospered once again. Children played without fear. The ocean became calm and generous, giving fish to those who walk with clean hearts. As for Olaedo and Adanna, no one ever saw them again. But on a quiet night, when the moonlight touched the sea, a gentle glow will rise beneath the waves. The people believed it was their spirit watching over the world, keeping the balance between life and death, love and fear. And so the legend of Ajelesi, the stone of immortality, lived on, not as a story of greed and power, but as a reminder that love is the trust magic of all.